Yo, 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 Big Catch back up in here. Man, this dude just exposed the heck out of modern day hip hop. I ain't talking about real hip hop. I'm talking about that nonsense that's going on out here. And I'm gonna read y'all this title. This video is done by Trap University. How a rich kid exposed hip hop. This is fire, y'all. Before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all go pick up y'all a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset. The link is in the description. Y'all please go out and support me. Get your copy of the book that I just published. But y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Why does Little Mabu's YouTube channel have over 1 billion more views than K-Flock? This is drill music. Flock is not only considered the most influential artist from the Bronx in the new generation, but he played the streets exactly the way you think a successful drill rapper would. How could a kid from Manhattan that attended a $60,000 a year private school, he went to Buckley. This the same school that Donald Trump's son went to. Not that one, this one. And several other billionaire families use this school, and it's so expensive that they have less than 400 students. In New
York, a kid from Manhattan. You see how anybody could just get into hip hop through money? That's why we gotta keep it closed. We can't be letting these outsiders in, man. For real.
New York City, but I'm beating around the bush. His father is a millionaire and he sponsored him. That's about it. It's not rocket science. When you start off broke trying to make it up the ladder in music, you stand no chance against a guy that can just pay for any cosign he wants. You can inbox your favorite rapper or singer however many times you want, but cash app one of these guys $10,000 and they'll pop up next to you like your best friend. 90% of rappers are broke or have a very thin stream of income that they have to split 50 ways. Why do you think the biggest rappers in the world go on the boat with Michael hug you from behind Ruben? The same reason they used to go to Diddy's house. Some people might want to look at Mabu as a culture vulture and all this made up stuff. Listen, a vulture is the guy that signs an ignorant rapper to influence broke people into thinking that being just like them is how you get rich.
Ooh! Bars! Bars! Y'all look how y'all listen to how he just did those words right there. Y'all listen to how he just worded those words, how he did the knowledge and the studies on those words. Check it out. Listen.
The vulture and all this made up stuff. Listen, a vulture is the guy that signs an ignorant rapper to influence broke people into thinking that being just like them is how you get rich. This kid should have been an example to all the young guys that want to rap that the whole music industry is fake. From the Taylor Swifts to the Lil Durks, you're not getting anywhere without a budget behind you. Now, fun fact, because we love history, ironically, Mabu, or I don't really like that name, so we'll just call him Matthew, became famous by rapping about pretending to kill his ops, but his father got rich off owning funeral homes. But this is not throwing any shade at Matthew, because most rappers pretend to do the same thing in all of their music. And
his pops got rich for owning funeral homes. How did the money come through them funeral homes? Who you think was passing away for him to get all that money? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. He cooking on this. He cooking. Trap University is cooking.
like his father, Matthew is a smart businessman. When his dad divorced his ex-wife, she got the house, one of them at least, while he actually got to keep $10 million, which does sound better than a house, but she alleges that this only happened because he conspired with a corrupt judge to hide his assets, which the same judge did end up going to jail for accepting bribes a few years later. But a family like this can easily break into entertainment, and it's pretty simple. The music industry isn't some exclusive, complex business that you need.
I want to point something out. You see how he said that the judge later on got found out to be guilty for doing shady business dealings, right? And the reason why he got the 10 mil is because he conspired with the judge to hide some of his assets. I want y'all to see something. It's about who you know. You see how he was able to keep that away from his wife? By just knowing the judge, or just like, hey, judge, hey, look, we're not going to let her get over on me like that. I'm telling y'all, man, stuff go on in the background, man.
need talent to break into. I mean, I mentioned Taylor Swift earlier, but she's a great example. She can sing, which helped her a lot when her wealthy mother took her to visit record labels and submit her demo. They told her she wasn't good enough yet, so they got her an agent that got her a modeling deal with Abercrombie and Fitch, and I have no idea how one books a meeting with a record label, but I do know an agent is not cheap. And from here, she performed for RCA, a huge label owned by Sony, and they gave her a songwriting deal. At 14, her mother was a mutual fund executive, which means she could have made anywhere from $100,000 to $2 million a year. This doesn't take anything away from her ability to sing and perform, but millions of people can sing and perform. My point here is not everyone can get into these meetings. Not everyone can sit down with these people. You have to have money and or influence. There is a huge misconception in all the music that just being talented and sounding good is how you make $1 million. It is not. Mabu came through New York, paid some bills, and he not trash. I mean, he could spit some bars. He just wasn't naive enough to believe that he could just drop some music and let the music speak for itself and he would blow up. No. This is why so many drill rappers crash out just to get 100,000 views. Do you know why you only see the most reckless rappers in the spotlight, in drill especially? It's because that's part of what made them stand out from other artists. Crashing out. But if the thing that gives you buzz also makes the FBI look into your resume, you are simultaneously boosting and sabotaging your own career. Do you think the hip hop police in New York took it seriously when a guy from a $60,000 a year private school rapped about his ops? No, it doesn't take much research to see that this is just marketing. But they know that when some kid from the Bronx who had people dying all around him, something the police can easily verify, started.
Look at him. They doing the handshakes with him and all that, man. Dang, boy. Come on.
Him something the police can easily verify, started rapping about retaliating against his ops, they might actually look into it. Now, he definitely fell off from where he was a couple years ago, and that's fine. In fact, that's probably because he didn't intend on this being a full-time job. The last I checked, he was a business student at a private university in Atlanta, so it's more likely that his future plan is to take over the business that made his father a millionaire, or maybe start his own thing. The point is, do you notice how someone with enough money to build their own...
There go another Adam 22. It's another Adam 22. Now, I don't know if he into the nasty stuff or not, but as far as like coming from money, he comes from money, but he gonna come over here and, you know, do whatever. Crazy.
Career can easily step in and out of the industry. Rappers and singers are probably some of the least paid celebrities if you compare them to an actor or just an influencer getting paid per video. Yeah. We all saw during the pandemic how rappers were doing anything they could to get more revenue flowing because they were making most of their money on shows. Once you let a label pay for your lifestyle, you've now become in debt to the label. Your streams and ad revenue is being split between you and them, and this depends on what kind of deal you have, and being in a deal sometimes means that you don't even own your master, so some artists rely completely on shows and brand deals. And mind you, I'm just talking about the ones that made it. That's not even accounting for the 90% that haven't. And once a kid like Mabu comes through to a rapper, he's a way that you can pay your bills for the month, rent an expensive car, or maybe even have a little extra left over. He doesn't have to wait on a label to tell him to drop a mixtape or an album. He doesn't have to wait for the budget to clear to drop a music video. And most importantly, he doesn't have to try to keep up with his music and persona while being in the streets dodging his ops, the cops, and making sure he has enough money to be seen. I say it all the time, but most drill artists don't even make it. Most people that rap and sing don't make it. And honestly, it has little to do with talent. How many of y'all know a dude that says, yeah, I'll rap, but I ain't got nothing recorded yet? Bro, you don't rap then. How many of y'all?
See, back in the day, if you say you rap, whoever you tell you rap, let me hear something. Spit something. And you gotta spit that rap. Bro, I don't know where they get this new stuff. Bro, if you say you rap, whoever you telling, they're going to say spit something, and you got to spit right there. You got to have your rhyme ready. I don't care if it's the same rhyme from last week. You got to have a rhyme ready. You can't be like, nah, no, nah. You got to spit it. And back then, we love to spit. We love to spit. Oh, you want to hear something? All right. You want to hear something? You know what I'm saying? Look, you had to spit. Or you didn't know. Man, you don't rap. Get out of here. You don't rap. Get out of here, man. Look, man, I don't know. Now people say, yeah, I rap, or I ain't got nothing recorded. Let me hear something. Let me hear something.
Y'all know a dude that says, yeah, I recorded some songs, but I ain't got no music videos. Bro, who is gonna see you then? And we can't forget the guy that says, oh, I got hella songs recorded. I just ain't dropped them yet. As if you're trying to build hype when nobody knows who he is. Don't fool yourself. If you want to make music, I'm not saying don't chase your dreams. I'm just saying be realistic. You need to be seen, and you need to understand that everybody is not your friend. These rappers are like little girls. They'll link up with the first dude that'll get them some shopping money. This tough act is just a persona most of the time, and especially once you've been on Michael Rubin's boat. I'm not trying to hear no gangster activity come out of your mouth.
Dang. But this is the thing. A lot of people, they just act gangster with their own people. A lot of people, they don't get gangster when it come down to them other nations of people. They get all passive. They get all, you know what I'm saying? They get all icky. You know what I'm saying? Check it out.
Activity come out of your mouth.
Nobody touch me.
His whole rap career for Mabu was probably just some experiment he was doing for his summer after high school before college just because he didn't have nothing else to do. The man single-handedly proved how fake the industry was and how all you gotta do is have some money and you can be whatever you want in music, especially drill, where most of the artists still think that the only way they can get rich is by rapping about this stuff. The problem is they actually be living it, and with New York, if you've seen any of my videos, actually living it is the fastest way to end up in the feds. But not Mabu, over 2 billion views, and now he's in college. And it's likely just something he'll look back on when he's 30 as just something he did for fun. Over 1 billion views. It's a good experiment.
1 billion views. Little Mabu. He just it was just something to do for him. You got people that could really rap. They really want to make a change. They had never touched these numbers. This was just something like, yeah, okay, I'll become a drill rapper tomorrow. All right, okay. My dad is going to invest in me. I'm going to become a drill rapper tomorrow. And then I'm done with drill rap. That's crazy. Or hip hop rather, but he was a drill rapper.
If you ask me. But yeah, if it is some rappers listening to me or some aspiring rappers, bro, you might as well just be a blogger.
Dang. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that joint right there. What's crazy is I was about to react to this earlier. I had erased it. It didn't sit right with me. You know what I mean? I was like, dang, it's funny how that joint just popped up. It didn't sit right with me. He got something in there. It didn't sit well with me. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. He cooked on this. He cooked on this, though. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.